of the Affordable Housing Trust to order. I'll do so by roll call for attendance. Rob Henry.
Rob Henry present.
Cindy.
Cindy Matheson here.
Paul.
Paul Grady present.
And Ted Carr, I'm here. Okay, great. And my apologies, I don't have the agenda up in front of me. I had to stop short of my office this morning, but Cassandra, you want to just run us through it real quick?
Sure. So technically the first item on the agenda is public comment for items not on the agenda. The trust has not received any letters of public comment and there is no one from the public here. So I think we can skip right over that.
All right, great.
And then the second item on the agenda is 43 Elm Street, Unit 2 with a lottery and closing update. Karis is unable to be here this morning, but I have the information if I can present that.
Wonderful. Go right ahead.
So you have a buyer, which is very exciting. It is ironically the children of the downstairs neighbor. Which I think is great because then they can all be one family together in the same building. The sale price is $292,100. And a P&S was sent over to the lottery agent and the buyer's attorney yesterday.
Sorry, they returned it yesterday?
No. The P&S was sent to them yesterday from Karis. So hopefully we will have a closing by the end of the month. Today we need to have the trust vote to have the chair review and execute on behalf of the trust, like all the necessary documents to execute the sale, including the P&S, the deed, the HUD closing statement, the affordability documents, anything that's required by the state.
Okay, that sounds fine to me. Is that coming up soon?
We're hoping by the end of the month.
Okay, that's great. Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, just curious in the process, how many people wanted to bid on the house?
I don't have that information. It was never provided to me.
Because it's quite unbelievable. The one person that really wanted the house got the lottery. I didn't.
It could be that they were the only ones that applied.
It must be that, because otherwise it's just the odds on that would be slim to none.
Yeah.
Because you remember Ted that they Diane Aaron's down in the bottom place. I mean, she pleaded to me about, the daughters wanted to buy it.
Yeah, me also, sure.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they end up getting it, which is it's great for everybody, concerned. So it's not a complaint. I'm just kind of curious as to. But since Karis, whatever her name is,
Kristen?
No, our attorney.
Karis.
Doesn't seem to be able to come to a lot of these meetings, so I wasn't sure how the whole thing went.
So let's do this if it's okay with everybody. Why don't we schedule just sort of an after action discussion amongst ourselves about the process, and we'll make sure we have all the right people here to. I think Rob, it's a good point. We should just talk it through, so we can, learn from the experience.
To me, it's the learning, since it's the first one I've been through where we've sold, the trust have been involved in the sale of a property. And it came out, there were all these things. So anyway, we don't have to take time today, but it would be interesting, I think, for us all to get the information on how it went.
I agree. It's wonderful to add another, actually, frankly, very beautiful unit to the inventory. So I think this is great, but we'll get that scheduled.
Rob, it would be interesting to know how many bidders we had, though. I mean, it's again, I agree with all of you and Ted. But I'd like to see how many bidders we actually got in, because while it's fantastic, again, odds are. So
yeah,
that's all I'm thinking about that.
We're all the same.
You can reach out to the lottery agent and get that information.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Yeah, you could just send us an email.
Sure.
With the information, because I think we're all on the same page on this. As it was.
Yeah. Okay, so we need a motion to allow me as chair to represent the trust in the execution of these documents. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
All right,
Second,
thank you, Paul. Second, Rob. Do we need a roll call or can we just go all in favor here?
I think a roll call is best.
Okay, roll call. So, Cindy Matheson,
Cindy Matheson, I.
Rob Henry,
Rob Henry, aye.
Paul Grady,
Paul Grady, aye.
and do I need to abstain because it's about me or no? Can I
No.
vote yes? Okay, so then yes from Ted. All right, so that passes.
Great.
All right.
So Ted, I will reach out to you as soon as I have more information about the PNS and when documents need to be signed. Again, hopefully they'd be closing before the end of the month.
That'd be great. And I assume it'd be in person, right? And would it take place in Cohasset or where would we do that? Do you know?
I don't know, but I can find that information out. I do assume that it would be in person.
Okay,
somewhere.
yeah. Yeah. Okay, very good. I'll just wait to hear.
Yeah, and Ted,
Yep,
just FYI, there's we only know of one problem. Supposedly the hot water heaters stopped working in that unit. And we don't know whether the switch is turned off or whatever, but Hoadley Plumbing Company worked on that last February.
yeah,
And I have been trying for 3 weeks, I guess it is. I talked to him initially, he took my call. And he said he would go over because go into the basement there, you don't need to be let
Yeah.
in. And anyway, as far as I know, he has not done it. I mean, I have called him back 4 times. And he hasn't returned a call, which, nothing's unusual these days. People just don't call back. I run into it all the time, but he was very amenable to going over and checking it out and all that. So
okay,
I'm still going to continue this week to try to get the resolution on that because that is a bone of contention as far as closing.
yeah. I at one point remember there was a switch involved upstairs with plumbing activity in the basement because we were trying to figure out how zones worked and things like that. And I'm trying to remember
Yeah.
where the switch is. Rob, if you want to meet over there, if we need to take a look for a switch, because it took 2 of us. I remember we had one person in the basement and one person upstairs
Yeah,
at the point. But yeah, let's follow up on that. We'd like to have it, nice
Yeah.
and clean so it
I
closes.
mean, the other thing, just to try to have you have full disclosure, everything, there was one of those rainstorms we had. There's the basement there flooded pretty badly.
Okay,
And I don't think it went up 3 or 4 inches. And Diane in the bottom unit went and got a simple, like a pump that you'd use on to get water off the cover of your pool. Nothing very, and she did empty water out. And
Okay.
all, so as I say, I'm not saying that's the problem there, but just so you have the whole picture.
Could I throw something in there coming from this
of course. Yep,
And if everything else is working correctly, I will tell you, it is either the safety switch or it went off on safety, maybe due to the water, but it's either the switch or it's electrical. Check the fuse panel and because that an independent system should run off an independent circuit. It sounds to me like something pretty simple.
I think that's my recollection. There was a circuit breaker in the unit that affected that equipment down in the basement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
I made it clear.
and look at it as well. So if anybody,
Thanks, Paul.
Yeah, because you guys know more about it than I do. I mean, I'm not, but the thing is, I made it clear to this Hoadley company that I was not calling because I thought he was responsible for it from the work he did in February, because that's the way all these guys are now, electricians, the plumbers. Because I'm involved with, I listen to it all the time. They're all afraid they're going to get blamed for something, so all of a sudden they just don't show up. So I never inferred at all that it was his fault. That's what it says. So I'll let you know, Ted, if I get the guy, because I can't get, and I don't know what your schedule is, or Paul, as far as, are you able to check it next couple of days?
I could go over and take a look at it. That's just if I can get in and
Yeah, you can. It's in behind the building. It's the basement. There's no lock on the door. So you can go in and take a look at it.
All right,
Mhm.
You just gotta make sure, right, you gotta make sure you got the one for the second unit, but
just
Yeah,
one.
they should, yeah, the key,
Back,
Sandra, I think, has a key, right?
oh, I got a key, but you don't need
Oh.
a key. You don't need a key to get in there. I mean,
You need to get into the unit, either Rob or myself have a key.
yeah,
Okay, great.
because usually if there's, is there, I haven't been in there. So is there a back stairs going down from the second floor unit?
no.
Because would have, is most houses, we all have that emergency switch, people shut off. And again, we've had so many no heat, no hot water calls because because no one's using the heat, is they flip the switch, the red switch. So that's why I was wondering, usually at the back stairs, on a second floor unit, but if they're downstairs and they're together, then do we just check the switches,
Well,
check the fuse box?
Well, there's one stairway down from the second floor down to the ground, but not the basement, the ground, the ground floor.
Yeah,
You go up the same steps to go into that unit as you do for the first floor unit. But the
But
basement,
they're independent heating and hot water systems, right, Rob?
yes,
Okay.
And the access to the basement, Paul, is off the driveway that goes into the sewer facility there. So it's on the opposite side of the building in order to get down.
All right. And it's, Jesus, I'm sorry, guys. I'm having a senior moment here. What's the
it's
number?
43.
43. I should know that. All right.
Yeah, right across from the fire department.
Okay.
But you can drive in the driveway and with your car, you don't have to park on the street. And it'd be like if the address is 43R, the R is in the rear.
Okay.
So the basement is, as they say, no lock. And because of your knowledge, you should be able, I would hope you could tell the difference between which was which. Beside, one's not on, but in other words, which one's the first floor, which one's the second floor.
They should be marked by the people that put them in.
Yeah,
That's, but I'll see if I can get over there today sometime because I'm going to be running back out.
okay.
That's
And if you could,
wonderful. Thank you.
if you could let us know,
I bet you,
Ted and I. Because I've got, as I say, I gotta leave here at 20, I've got a couple of appointments. But I'm gonna try again this afternoon to get a hold of Hoadley, so if there's any chance you can do it, early afternoon or whenever, then that would make a difference on my phone call to this guy.
no, I'll get over there. I'll be out of there.
Okay,
See if I can get there before noon.
okay, good, thank you.
That's wonderful. All right, thank you, everybody. Cassandra, what do we got next?
So that sums up your main agenda items. The next things you have are administrative. So you have 2 invoices for MHTL. One is in the amount of $172.50, and the other one is $200 total for a total of $372.50.
Can I ask a quick question before we move on to those?
Yeah.
Could you just repeat what the sale price was? I missed that.
Sure, it's believe it's 292,100.
What was the asking price?
Pretty close to
I
that, I think.
believe it.
It was that asking price?
Yeah.
I thought so, yeah, okay.
And then once all of this is signed by the end of the month, we're completely done. There is no more responsibility anywhere for the town regarding this unit, including whatever portion of the basement or something the town owns.
Well, there is a small, it's considered unit 3, but it's not really a unit. It's a small section of the basement that I think it's the water department uses for storage. So, I mean.
But that's on the water
Yeah,
department,
that's on them. It's not on you guys.
not the housing trust.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the HOA is still under Habitat, right?
Yes.
So we don't have to be involved with the HOA.
Can I ask a question on that?
Riveting ties.
Yeah, go ahead, Paul.
Concerns me a little bit about the basement flooding, and there's no sump. Are we on the hook for that at all? Because, again, we look into the new ownership. Are they going to hit us if we get a flood? And Elm Street, like anything, can flood. I'm a little concerned about that.
For the storage unit?
For any,
No,
if the basement floods, are they going to be, say the new owners come, well, my basement's flooded. The town sold me a bill of goods, and I'm just, again, I may be going over the top, but it's on them that they know what they're buying, that they,
Yes.
Okay, it's,
They know what they're buying. They did have an inspection done, so they got the inspection report, which is when it came to light that there is this problem with the water heater. So they're well aware of.
I'm talking more about the flooding.
Yeah, well, they're aware of it because it noted within the inspection report that there may have been flooding at some point. Plus, the downstairs owner is well aware of the flooding, and obviously, with her daughter purchasing the property, she's.
If I can, I could maybe, I understand your concern. I think that the fact that this is their family. I mean, she had such an unbelievably bad situation with the previous owner, you know, with the doggy daycare. And all that, and she was absolutely intimidated by that person, was afraid to say anything. So I think with the family being there, they can work it all out. Also, it's not every time there's a heavy rain that it floods either.
Okay.
Just that one, that was that one, and what the heck was it July? One, I can't remember now.
July.
Was that once? Yeah, it was that big storm. So it's not an every storm occurrence, and so I'm certainly not suggesting it won't happen again. And then she took you know, so she took and tried to pump it out. So I just think the compatibility of the, you know, calling it 2-unit owners would probably alleviate a whole lot of big problems where we would be asked to get involved.
Okay, no, I'm just trying to,
No, it's a legitimate concern, no doubt
Yeah.
about it.
trying to just cross T's, and so when we're done, we're done. That's all. It's not you know, my basement's flooded. You guys, you know, that's all. It's,
Yeah.
That was the point of my question. We're done once it's signed
Yep.
at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Good.
What's that expression? Speak now or forever hold your.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, that sounds good. All right, so we have the two bills. I'm fine to vote both of them at the same time if everybody else is. Do we have a motion for approval of both bills as indicated?
so moved.
All right,
Second.
Paul, and second, Rob, I think, great. All those in favor?
No,
Aye.
we still have to go through the roll call.
Oh, we do? Okay, sorry. Cindy Matheson,
Cindy Mathis and I.
Rob Henry,
Rob Henry, aye.
Paul Grady,
Paul Grady, aye.
and Ted Carr is aye.
Okay. The next agenda item you have is the minutes from July 9th.
Okay. Has anybody have any questions about the July 9th minutes?
Cassandra, I assume you had nothing to do with these.
I had nothing to do with
corrections.
them. Nope, that's all Leontina.
Beautiful. That's where we want to be.
Wonderful news.
Thank you, Leontina.
Yeah, that's great. So happy to have her on board. Okay, hearing no questions, can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second.
Rob and Paul, first and second. Okay. Roll call, Cindy Matheson,
Cindy Mathis and I.
Rob Henry,
Rob Henry, aye.
Paul Grady,
Paul Grady, aye.
and Ted Carr, aye. Okay.
And that's all you have.
All right, can I, just before we go, Cassandra and I'm so sorry, I was behind, I saw a note about the 808 next moves, which includes a event at some point soon. When is that?
It's tonight.
Oh, it's tonight. Okay. Can anybody go to the event, which follows with a reception at the corner stop? This is to celebrate that the second unit is now improved and that 808 property is moving. Anybody available to attend on behalf of the trust?
What time is it at?
I believe it's at 5, but let me just double check.
I have a business meeting in Boston, so unfortunately I can't go.
I'm
Just-
similar, going to be in Boston at that time.
It is at 5.
Hate to stick you with this one, Paul. Are you around or?
I'll try to be, and it's at the corner stop. I mean, I can try to be. I've actually, the three of us, or maybe you two, Ted, we're all in Boston today.
Yeah, I'm in Rhode Island. I will, look, Cassandra, would you mind to just tell them we are doing our best to have somebody come? We're very thankful that this is moving forward, but I will do my best, see if I can leave a little early and make it there also, but,
As will I.
okay, so
Okay.
let's leave it
I
at that.
will- I will let the director know, and also I will re-forward the invite to both Ted and Paul. That way you guys at least have it in your inbox and you can have all the details there.
Thanks, Cassandra.
Okay, that would be great. Okay, anything further, anybody? No, hearing nothing. Could I have a motion to adjourn? Thank you all very much. And let's also see if we can figure out some potential new members, everyone. But, and I'll go in and get sworn in. Thank you.
Right, just ask for sure, Paul, because you're still, you're on the select board.
Yeah,
I mean, is the board, what do they do when they have these openings? Are they promoting it in a proper fashion?
we're actively recruiting, trying to fill up and we're still doing board appointments. And people coming in, so we're actively encouraging. It's up in the town's webpage, inviting people out. And we've asked Christina, which they have, and Kevin Leary. So we've got publicized the openings all over the place, Rob, as much as we
Yeah.
get them. It's just a matter of getting participation.
It's, well, I don't know, maybe it's just the way the world's turning now, but it just, people don't want to do public service pro bono.
No, and it's just it's a tough call. People will go for quote unquote high profile, or if for lack of a better word, committee. But yeah, we're like said Concom, we had one applicant. So I can just tell you this, we're marketing Cohasset.
Yeah.
If I may make a suggestion, I don't know if it would make a difference or not, but it seems like there has been a trend recently where some of the working age members of the community are looking to get more involved, but it may be difficult for them to meet at 8:45 in the morning on a Wednesday. So maybe if the trust would consider moving the time to a different time, if it worked out for you guys, that may entice people more to apply.
Like an evening time.
Evening, early evening, like right after work,
Yeah,
something like that. Just a suggestion.
Mm.
I would be open to it if it'll help us get a membership. I'm fine. How does
Sure.
everybody else feel?
Can I make a suggestion on that then, Cassandra?
Of course.
Maybe what we could do is it's a matter of putting that out there. How do we get it out there? Times, how do we get it out there that times are, say, interchangeable? I agree with you, because 8:45 is not easy for everybody. People are driving and people are doing what they're doing. How would we write that up is what I'm saying. I'm trying to say, choose your own time, that kind of, but how do we, unless we reschedule it now,
You could maybe phrase it as like currently the trust is meeting in the mornings on Wednesday, but they are open to doing an early evening meeting.
Yeah.
That may accommodate for people who are working during the day. Something like that.
The thing is, there's always going to be a glitch. The glitch is going to be now, all people maybe that had an interest possibly in doing it are not necessarily going to look at the fine printing that maybe we're going to do it at a different time. In other words, how do we gain interest? Somebody might have an interest, but reject it because of the time. See what I'm saying?
Well, I'll tell you
I
this,
mean-
no, now that I have some kind of quote unquote marching orders, is that I can bring that up in select board comments. And so Ellen brings it up in comments. So we're always inviting people, usually by the end of the meeting at comments is, though she usually throws it out there about inviting people to join. So that, to a degree right now, I've got some marching orders, so I can phrase it out.
That'd be great.
We meet at 8:45. So if someone just gives me a kick in the rear, then I will bring it up at next select board meeting. I promise you that. I'll put it back out there.
All right. That would be
Do we have
great.
a motion? Do we have a motion to give them a kick in the rear?
Sure. Second. No, that'd be great, Paul.
Glad to do it.
Yeah, no, that sounds, I don't know if there was a job I always thought I would love to have if it was ever available again, but I think there's a long time candidate, but the town has a job called the keeper of the clock. And I think that's the clock in the tower of the church, right in front of town hall.
Huh.
Yeah,
Is that still a job, keeper of the clock?
of the clock. Geez, I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, there was a select board appointment, single person keeper of the town clock. And I did, my first ever internship was at the North Bennett Street Industrial School in the north end of Boston, and I studied watchmaking at one point. I thought that would be fun for me at some point. So if it's still a job and you're looking for
do it.
somebody to do it, I'll do it.
If I had to guess, if there is, I didn't even know there was one. I'm not lying to you.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised with someone like Glenn Pratt.
Yeah, it was somebody like Glenn Pratt for years and years, and I forgot to ask about it because I was.
A clock. I will look into it.
Yeah. Okay, that was a good job. All right. Well, thank you,
Well,
everybody. I
just
think.
one thing
Yeah,
I
go ahead.
think, again, with Paul with his marching orders, I mean, what time are we seriously thinking of doing it in the evening? Because you got people who, don't get home from work till 6:30 or whatever. So, I mean, I think, I'm not really big on having it because of the things I do, but I think just to throw out a number, it would have to be like at 7 o'clock. What time does select board meet?
We meet at 7 usually, unless we have an executive session. Sometimes 6:30, and as coming
Yeah.
into town meeting, we ramp it up. So as you know, so it becomes once a week. You try to stretch it out a little bit so everybody has a life, but so we're heading once a week, sometimes twice, to try to get. My suggestion on that, Rob, is let some people come in and make a suggestion and see if it meets with the needs of the board. Like
I would, I don't know if you all agree, but I would say if we said 5:30 or 6 or something like that, we'd have the same issue that we have at 8:45. People have to leave work early to get to the meeting, which that's not gonna go over.
My experience with the nonprofit boards that I've been on, it's usually 7 or 7:30
Yeah.
in order to
So
draw the biggest
That's my
interest in.
point, yeah.
usually they run around 7. Well, so like tonight's school
Yeah.
capital, and that's at 7. Usually they start around 7, and because people have gotten home or they've had their dinner or they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it's 9 out of 10. If it's a Zoom platform, people are just as comfortable, or they can pop down to Willicott, depending if we did it in person.
Yep. That all sounds good to me. All right. Did we adjourn? Should we adjourn? Let's adjourn. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All right, Paul, thank
Second.
you. Rob, thank you. All right, all those in favor? Oh, I got to do a roll call. Sorry. Cindy,
Cindy Mathis and I.
Rob,
Rob Henry, aye.
Paul,
Paul Grady, aye.
and Ted's and I.
And if I get over to 43, I'll give a shout.
Thanks a lot. Cassandra, thanks so much. And
Do you have my number, Paul?
No, I don't, Rob.
You want to write it down?
Yeah. Let me dig myself up a pen here. Okay.
781 733
Yep.
5966.
Fantastic. I will let you know.
Okay, thank you.
all right, thank you guys very much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Take care, guys.
We'll see you
Thank you,
soon.
Ted.
Bye-bye. Bye.